Good morning. Welcome to today's class. This is the second part of chapter Bholi. Actually, Bholi was having actual name Sulekha, and she was a slow child from very beginning. Beginning means from childhood period or from the infancy time. She was a simpleton. Simpleton means lack of common sense. Her brain was also damaged in her infancy, resulting in her being slow. That is why she was called Bholi. Actually, Bholi is Hindi word. It means having very less common sense, or we can say very much simple. Ramlal had four daughters. Ramlal was not in favor of girls' education. He thought that it would not help his daughters in future in their life. Four daughters. First was Radha, second was Mangala, third was Champa, and fourth was Holi. The first two daughters were already married. They do not want to send their third daughter Champa to school. Actually, this the thinking of the parents was that if the girl would be sent to school, nobody would get married to them. That's why they did not want to send Champa to school, because they thought that if Champa would go to school, nobody would get married. But there was no chance of Bholi's marriage because Bholi was simpleton. So the parents thought that Bholi should be sent to school, and she was the only child left. That was the fourth child who could be sent to school. When they reached the school, the children were already in their classroom. They refers to here Ramlal and Bholi. Ramlal handed over his daughter to the headmistress. Headmistress means the head teacher or equal to principal. Left alone, the poor girl looked about her with fear-laden eyes. Fear-laden eyes means very much afraid. There were several rooms, and in each room, girls like her squatted on mats. Like her means of her own age, and they were squatted on mats. They were sitting on mat. They were reading from books. Some were writing on slates. Slates are the type of boards on which we can write with chalks. The headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in the corner of the classroom. On her first day in the school, Bholi felt alone and fearful in the new surroundings. She was happy to see many girls of her age. The colored pictures made her happy on this the first day. The soft and soothing voice of the teacher calling her Bholi touched her. So the first day was this was the end of the first day. She was happy. But what happened in the beginning, when she was just left in the classroom? The teacher asked the girl to tell the name, but Bhuli started stammering and she started speaking like boo, 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 boo. And then all the girls started laughing at her. She began to cry. The tears were flowing from her eyes, and she was sitting her head down. She was not daring to look up at the other girls who were laughing at her. And in this way, the day was passed, and then the bell rang. The girls came out, ran out of the classroom, but Bholi was not able to come out because she was very much afraid. And she was sitting alone in the same corner, and her head was down, and she was crying. Then the teacher went near to the girl, and the teacher, in very commanding but friendly manner, suggested Bholi to get up and to speak the word, to speak her name. Bholi tried her best 2-3 times, but she stammered, she could not speak, and the teacher again motivated her. At last, the girl was able to speak the word Bholi. The teacher patted on the back of the girl, and her eyes and her hands were very soothing, and the girl looked looked at the teacher, and she was somewhat relaxed when she was able to speak the word Bholi. And in this way, the ending day was happy, and the ending day was somewhat soothing for the girl. And then the teacher said, okay, now take this book. That was the nursery book. The book was full of nice pictures, and the pictures were in color. And some pictures were of animals like cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger, and cow, just like Lakshmi. So, cow was like Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the name of the cow which Bholi was having in her house, and she was matching that cow with her own cow. And with every picture, there was a word which was written in black or big letters. Then the teacher said, okay, go home and come back early tomorrow, school, with the book. In 1 month, you will be able to read this book. The teacher again gave the advice that in 1 month, you will be able to read that book completely. Then I'll give you a bigger one, then another bigger one. In time, you will be able to, you will be more learned than anyone else in the village. And in time means after some time, you will become the learned person of the village. Then no one will ever be able to laugh at you. People will listen to you with respect, and you will be able to speak without the slightest stammer. Means you will be able to speak confidently without stammering. Understand? Now go and come back tomorrow. This was advised by teacher. Bholi felt as if suddenly all the bells in the village temple were ringing, and the trees in front of the school house had blossomed into big red flowers. So this seemed that she was happy. Means she was hearing the ringing of bell, and she was imagining the red flowers on the trees. Her heart was throbbing. Throbbing means beating with the new hope and with the new life. Now some years passed. The village became a town. Means there were the changes in the village. There was the uh, there was progress in the village, and the small village became a town. The primary school became a high school, and the cinema hall was started under the shed of a tin. The cotton ginning mill means a factory where the cotton seeds are separated from fiber, cotton fiber. The mail train began to stop at the railway station. Okay, and one night after dinner, Ramlal said to his wife, now, at this time, Boli was a grown up girl after some years, and one night, after taking dinner, Ramlal was talking to his wife. Then I shall accept Bishambar's proposal. So, Ramlal was here. He wanted to know about the view of wife. Then wife said, yes, certainly. His wife said, Bholi will be lucky to get such a well-to-do. Well-to-do means rich and wealthy bridegroom. A big shop the bridegroom was having, a house of his own, and I hear several thousands in bank. He was having bank balance also. So all these views are of mother, and moreover, he is not asking for any dowry. Now, what happened when the parents were talking? Bholi was listening in the another corner, and she did not say anything. She just accepted this proposal just because of parents. She was having respect for the parents, and she accepted. She didn't say. And now the marriage day came. Bishambar came with a big party of friends and relations with him for the wedding. A brass band playing a popular tune from an Indian film headed the procession. Procession means the group of people with the band moving with the bridegroom. And the bridegroom was riding a decorated horse. Ramlal was overjoyed to see such pomp and splendor. Pomp and splendor means very grand or high level marriage. He had never dreamt that his fourth daughter, who was not normal even, would have such a great or grand wedding. Bholi's elder sisters, who had come for the occasion, means to attend the marriage, they were envious of her luck. When the auspicious moment came, auspicious moment means marriage moment came, the priest said, "Bring the bride." Bholi, clad means dressed up in red silk bridal dress, was led means was brought by the relatives or friends to the bride's place near the sacred fire. Garland, the bride, one of the friends. Prompted means we can say somewhat motivated or spoke standing behind Vishambarnath. The bridegroom lifted the garland of yellow marigold flowers. A woman's and at that time what happened? A woman slowly slipped back the silken veil. Veil means here uh, the piece of red silken sari which was covering the face of bride. So that was slipped at the back. A woman slipped that veil from the back of bride, and for some seconds Bishamber looked at the face of Bholi, and when he saw that poke marks on the face of Bholi, her garland remained poised. Poised means stopped in his hand. His hand stopped. He was not able to put the garland in the neck of Bholi. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face. She herself covered the face with the veil. "Have you seen her?" said Bishambar to the friend next to him. She was pock marks on her face. Means she was having pock marks. Means dark black spots due to smallpox. "So what? You are not young either," the friend said. Means you are not so young. If she is not beautiful, you are also not young. "Maybe." Now December said, "Yes, I am not, but if I am to marry her, her father must give me 5,000 rupees." So he demanded dowry, 5,000 rupees. Now Ramlal went and placed his turban. Turban, his, we can say his type of turban, turban here resembles to respect. So he put his turban, that is his honor, at December's feet. "Do not humiliate me so," means insult me so, "to take 2,000 rupees instead of 5,000. Bishambar raised the garland to place it around the bride's neck, but before he could do so, Bholi's hand struck. Struck means came out like a ray of light, and the garland was flung into the fire. So, with the ray of light, she threw the garland in the fire. Which fire? The fire which was for marriage. She got up and threw away the veil. "Pitaji," said Bholi in a very clear voice. This time she was not stammering. Her father, mother, sister, brother, all relatives, neighbors were startled, were surprised to hear her without even the slightest stammer. "Pitaji, take back your money. I am not going to marry this man." This was declared by Bholi without fear, without stammering. The flames of the sacred fire slowly died down. Now the fire was extinguishing itself in the fire in the havan type place, which was for marriage. Everyone was gone. Everybody started going. Ramlal turned to Bhuli and said, "But what about you? No one will ever marry you now because you will have a black spot of insult on your face. What shall we do with you?" Means what will we do in future? And Sulekha said in a voice that was calm and steady. Calm means now in silently, but in constant manner. She replied the father, "Don't you worry, Pitaji. In your old age, I will serve you and mother, and I will teach in the same school where I learned so much. Isn't that right, ma'am?" So, who is ma'am here? The teacher who came to attend the marriage. The teacher who had all along stood in the corner watching the drama. "Yes, Bholi, of course," she replied. The teacher replied, "Yes, the decision taken by Bholi was right." And in her smiling eyes was the light of a deep satisfaction that an artist feels when contemplating the completion of her masterpiece. Now, who is her here? Her is teacher. And contemplating means watching. She was having a deep satisfaction like an artist after completing the masterpiece. When the artist sees the masterpiece and feel the satisfaction, the same satisfaction the teacher was having. So this is the end of the chapter. I think it's clear to you. Thank you for watching.